Welcome to Getting Down to Business. I'm Ashley Curtis, Career Counselor and Internship Coordinator with the Muma College of Business.
And I'm Jill Brown, Academic and Career Advisor. And we're your hosts for this professional development podcast. Today is a special edition. Do you want to tell them why?
Yep. We are so excited to bring on set the Career and Academic Advising team for the USF business majors on the St. Pete campus. We want you to get to know them as well as the many resources available both online and on campus.
So let's get down to business and welcome our first team member, Mr. Jeff Morris.
Welcome to the podcast, Jeff. Really excited to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah, really excited to have you. So tell our listeners a little bit about your role on campus.
Well, my role is officially the Associate Director of the Undergraduate Programs Office in the Kate Tiedemann School of Business and Finance within the Muma College of Business.
Wonderful.
All right. Tell our listeners, what do you love most about your job?
What do I love most? I mean, I think it boils down to one thing, is that I get super excited about helping students achieve their personal and professional dreams. So that's what it's all about for me. If I come into work one day and I help one student, at least one student, to further their dreams and their aspirations and goals, it's a win for me. I get excited, super excited about that.
I'm pretty sure that happens all the time.
Yeah. Love it. We obviously want students to be able to get to know you a little bit better and connect with you. Can you tell our listeners maybe a passion, interest, or a hobby?
Well, yes, there is one. I like to play guitar and sing a little bit. The biggest issue with that is that I'm average at best playing guitar and even worse at singing.
Okay.
But I love it.
I feel like you're being a little modest.
And we have to share with the listeners that the intro and exit music is Mr. Jeff Morris's music. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's
Great.
not much, but
It's great.
All right. Last question. What is one tip that you would offer students to be successful at USF or in life in general?
the one tip I would have to say, and this is based on what I've seen with a lot of students on 3 different college campuses now, USF, Jacksonville University, and University of Notre Dame, is just take that step, that one step to enter the undergraduate programs office or the career center or whatever it is. But a lot of times students just feel like, it's too much. It's just overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff going on in their lives. I understand it. But sometimes all it takes, come into the office. We will help you from there. You just have to take that first step.
It all starts with that first step.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to welcome our next team member, Shanice Hill. Shanice, welcome to our set.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited. This is my first time, so I'm excited.
Shanice, tell our guests a little bit about yourself and your role on campus.
I am the administrative specialist for the undergraduate programs, and I'm here to assist all students of any questions or concerns, and with a wonderful team. So,
And she is the face you will see when you walk in the door.
yes,
So
I'll be the first one.
Awesome.
Front desk.
all right, just like our other guests that we've had on, we want to ask you, what do you love most about your work within the College of Business?
I love working with the students, and I love to, when they come in and, they're passionate about, wanting a career or starting professional development. So I'm really excited to help them on their journey to get them. where
Right,
they
we
wanna
can
be.
feed off of that energy.
Yeah.
They come in and they're so excited.
Yeah,
it
they
is.
do. They be
I like
like-
it too.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. We obviously want our students to get to know you, you being the main face when they first walk in the door. Can you share with our students what is a hobby or a passion for you?
Well, of course, I love my grandkids. I have twins, and my hobby is I love to sing. Don't ask me to sing, but I love to sing.
Guitar,
So,
singing.
yeah, we're gonna have a band in office. one day,
Yes.
but yeah,
Karaoke.
Bad,
karaoke
terrible
night.
band.
I love it.
All right, last question then. What is one tip you would offer for students to be successful at USF?
That's a good question. Just be proactive.
Okay.
Stay focused, and even through the rough times, the hard times, stay focused. Like Jeff said, come into our office. We can help you. We can navigate you to the next step. So, just be proactive and don't hesitate to ask a question.
I think that's so important. Don't be afraid to ask.
Mhm.
There are no questions
No
that
wrong
we
questions.
I mean, we may laugh with you, but
Mhm.
yeah, come in, ask. Let us
Yeah.
help you.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me.
For our next guest, we have one of our academic advisors, Tina, with us. Tina, welcome.
Thank you.
Uh,
I'm excited to be here.
Excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your role on campus.
I am an academic advisor with the College of Business. I have been here for 10 years, but I've worked in advising for almost 20 years now.
Wow.
I started in 2003. Love my job, love what I do, love to help students meet their academic, career, personal goals.
Ooh, that may have dipped into the next question about what you love most about your job.
I like helping students figure out the puzzle, especially those that are struggling for some reason, to meet their not just academic or career, but life goals. So some students who come in struggling with maybe how to get into a certain career field, or maybe they don't have the GPA to do what they want to do, helping them figure out a plan to get where they want to go.
As a career advisor, I relate with that.
Yeah, I like helping students holistically figure out where they want to be in life and helping them get there.
And it is a puzzle.
It is.
We want our students to connect with you. Can you share with us a passion or a hobby that you have?
I've recently started paddleboarding.
Ooh, now you're talking my language. Yeah.
So paddleboarding, I love being out at the beach. So I've recently started paddleboarding and going to the beach hiking. If you can hike in Florida, if you can consider it hiking in Florida, hiking.
Yes, I consider it hiking. That's great. I love it.
All right, last question then. One tip that you would offer students to be successful, USF or life in general?
Get involved. Actually, that's great for both. I was
Right.
thinking at USF, but it's for life as well. But especially as a student, if you're living on campus and especially if you're living off campus, get involved on campus. There's tons of research that shows the more you're involved on campus, the higher your GPA will be, the better you will do in school. So get involved, get to know people, make those connections, and have fun while you're here.
Very true.
That's awesome advice. Great. Thank you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the set, Mangel. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
Would
me.
you tell our listeners your role within the College of Business?
Absolutely. So I am an advisor for the Muma College of Business. I have been in advising for about 8 years now. I am a USF alum. I am a first-generation immigrant from Cuba. So I have a couple of hats that I wear throughout this role.
Yeah, sounds like it. Great.
Mangel, can you tell us what do you love most about your role?
The main thing I like about my role is being able to help students. I find it that as a student myself, a long time ago, there were times that I absolutely would have loved to have someone to guide me and kind of give me the feedback that ideally would have been essential to just, reaching goals that I had at the time. And being able to be that support for students is something that I value a lot.
Awesome. Thank you.
Really so true. All right. In addition, maybe giving our listeners something about yourself, like a passion or a hobby.
I have a really boring hobby, but I absolutely love it. I love to crochet.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Look at us finding out something new. All right. All right.
It is definitely a passion of mine. I find it very relaxing. Actually, it's a hobby of mine. The passion of mine, I actually love, is running. It is definitely something that inspires me and just makes me de-stress, decompress, and just helps me find my zen within a lot of stressors in life. So,
I'm pretty sure I'm going to need a sweater for the winter, so thanks. I'll keep you on that.
Good to know.
I was just about to ask her, what's the largest thing that you've ever crocheted?
So I crocheted a blanket for my king size bed. Yeah, that one took a minute, but I love it. So it's very fluffy and comfy. So yeah.
I love it. Thanks. And last question for you. Can you share a tip that you have with students?
So one of the things that I would definitely say for students is, and again, this is based off my own experience as a student at the time, is to not be afraid to ask for help. A lot of times we shut down or we think it's some way embarrassing to ask for help and get some guidance, but that's not the case at all. There's never going to be judgment on our part for seeking help. In fact, we appreciate that you know that there's something that you need assistance with, and we're able to provide that.
I love that. I think that's important because we always want students to ask us questions.
Yes, and we are easy to find. Take a ride in LPH on campus, or you can find us online, archive them, handshake. So thanks for bringing that up. It's an important point.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Well, thank you for having me.
So, welcome to the set, Julie.
Thank you.
Tell our listeners about yourself and your role within the College of Business.
Okay, so I'm an academic advisor for our business students here at USF St. Petersburg, Muma College of Business. My experience spans being a student, starting in the late 90s, transferring from St. Petersburg Junior College, what we used to lovingly refer to as SPJC. So any SPCers transferring in, I can relate on that level. My undergraduate degree was earned in 1999 in Bachelor of Science in Finance. I have an economics minor, and I have a 2009 graduate degree in instructional technology. So I have an education master's degree.
You've been there. You can talk the talk with
Yeah.
students with the finance and economics. So,
That is one thing that I find valuable on a daily basis. I'm glad you pointed that out. Students can relate because I've been through the curriculum and their program of study. They realize that when I am advising them in particular about their course of study, whether it be finance, whether it be accounting, I have taken the curriculum, so it does help them understand and relate that I'm saying it for a reason, and ideally the advice is accepted.
and I
in
have
that
to
regard.
I have to say too that we have a lot of alums. So it isn't even just having that curriculum, but at USF, the experience and the exposure. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Julie, what do you love most about your role here at USF?
That has to be on a daily basis seeing students succeed. So the main focus is student success. I was very fortunate throughout my academic career at SPJC and SPC now, but these students, they appreciate that I can share my story where I found an advisor that supported me. And then ultimately part of my story is that a professor here at USF St. Petersburg, when I became a student, saw that passion for students. And although I graduated with a finance bachelor's degree, I worked in the field for 5 years. He saw that passion for students, and when I called him after being in the field for 5 years and said, "Where do you think I should go next?" And he said, "Julie, I've always seen your passion for students. It exudes and it emanates. We have a position. Would you like to come and apply for it and interview for it?" And that was approximately 16 years ago, at a time in my life where there was a transition going on in the industry and finance. So the short version is being able to make an impact in students' lives on a daily basis is something that I've had in my advising experience and my story. So seeing that impact and where that can lead students in their story is something that I enjoy the most about my job.
Yeah.
I think having that figure and having that support system for students is important. So we're glad you're here.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
and you tapped on several things, but that relationship you had with your old advisor to then lead to a new job and a career change and just even opening your mind. So again, building relationships is really important.
Oh, I kept that line of communication open, and I welcome that with my students. Students regularly check in with me and share their stories about their lives. I've recently finally decided to get onto LinkedIn because connecting with my students during their course of study and after graduation is important to see their lifestyle changes, their milestones that they reach. I've had the luxury of participating in many success stories from my 81-year-old graduate. Way Bandy was the 81-year-old graduate who I served.
It's awesome.
To students who come back after they get their MAC and they become adjunct professors. So, and they reach out and they say, "I can't believe that I'm an adjunct professor," or "I can't believe that I graduated at 81 years old." So it's
It's your little
That's an
flock. Your
accomplishment.
flock.
Yeah.
yes, it is.
Well, we want students to get to know you better. And would you mind sharing a passion or a hobby?
Sure. Most of the students that see me in my office have already been exposed to one of my hobbies. I like to puzzle. It helps me decompress regularly, either at work or at home. So sometimes if the situation in the office presents itself, I may sit with a student and we puzzle for a few minutes just because we need a little brain break. Right?
Isn't it exciting? You find a piece though, and you're just like, I've done something today.
And you feel in a moment that you may not have accomplished much, that you put a piece of the puzzle together, and then you're like, okay, great, I can move on with the day.
Absolutely.
I enjoy retail therapy. That is one of my decompression.
You are not the only one.
Nope. Retail therapy is a must on a regular basis, as well as when I have the time and it's not too hot or we're going to get deluged and rained on, I love to rollerblade. And eventually we will connect in order for us to go on a bicycle rollerblade tour,
Yeah, of St. Pete.
of the Pinellas Trail that she's enlightened me on is much different
Oh, it's
direction than
fantastic.
I expected. So,
I like it. Last question for you. What is one tip that you have for students?
I've touched on it earlier. It's very important that you connect on campus. Whether you connect with me, whether you connect with Jill or Ashley or one of the other business advisors or faculty, or you engage in the activities on campus, or you become part of student government, engaging in activities on campus to become part of the community is going to build a support system. And if I'm the only one, that's fantastic. I'm going to encourage you to build relationships and network, kind of the way we discussed previously as well. But get connected on campus and find someone that you can rely on as a support system, because I've had that throughout my academic career. I encourage that, and even if I'm the only individual on campus that is there for the students, I'm available.
Yeah. I have to say, I mean, we were just at Week of Welcome, and there is a club organization group for you, whether it's community-based, USF-based. There is something to get involved with. So I support that or second it, I should say, and please make the time. I know it's tough because students are working, going to school, raising families, but if you can find some way, somehow to connect.
And with regard to academic success, meet with your advisors at least once a semester.
So glad you pointed that out.
Exactly. In order to ensure that you're on track. We have the tools that we share with you when you onboard in orientation. Each semester, though, at least once a semester before you're registering for a subsequent term, I highly encourage students to connect with an academic advisor, because we are ultimately the partners in your success. And engaging with us, at least, is encouraged regularly, as much as you need us. We have Archivum where you can schedule appointments, email availability, and I even encourage my students to tag chat me in Teams.
Me
and
too.
I will be in touch with
I don't
them
want a
as
Teams
soon as
chat.
possible. No,
Yep.
I just let them know the realistic,
Yeah.
the
It may not
realistic
be
timeline
instant.
for feedback. Exactly.
Not quite instant messaging, but
Yeah, I'm there for them.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us, Julie.
well, thanks for letting our students and us get to know you better.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
I have to say, it's been really fun to get to know our team members.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot and found out some new interesting facts and fun.
I know. Who knew Mangel crocheted? That was fun.
Right? Julie rollerblades.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, most of our listeners already know Ashley as a career counselor and internship coordinator for the College of Business. But would you mind maybe telling our listeners something else they may not know?
Yeah. Oh gosh. This may have come up on one episode, but I feel like I share this a lot. I'm very proud of where I'm from. I'm from Chicago, and so
I'm trying to think if
lived there
it's come up.
for 6 years. Has it come up?
I don't know, but is that where the mint chocolate?
Yeah, mint chocolate chip. If you
Chocolate chip
haven't
mint.
checked out mint chocolate chip episode, that is in one of our episodes. Have a scavenger hunt with that. I think I love cycling. Have always wanted to be a cycle instructor.
Peloton is calling.
Took a little hiatus during the pandemic, but it's still there.
What's your favorite thing about Chicago?
Oh gosh. That's such a good question. Honestly, the food. I miss the food.
I was going to say, though,
so
I was going to change my
much.
question to say, what do you miss most? Okay,
Yeah.
food.
How about you? What is something that a lot of our students don't know about you?
I am kind of an open book, although they probably see me as pretty focused and direct when they come into the office. But I really do enjoy getting to know students. I love to know where students are from. I'm so impressed. Our students speak so many languages. They are very involved, working full time, going to school full time. I'm trying to think of something interesting.
I think that's it. You run.
I'm an avid runner at this point in life. It's jogging, slow jogging, sometimes walking and crawling.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
I like to be active. I like to be outside. I like to push myself.
Yeah.
Do different things.
Very good.
What do you love most about your job?
Yeah, I think for me, and it's the reason why I became a career counselor and internship coordinator, is I love working with students. I love having that one-on-one connection with students, learning about their career values, their goals, and, helping them really better understand themselves and identify what it is about themselves that they are passionate about to help them turn that into a career for themselves long term.
I agree, and I think everyone on the team today emphasized their love for students and wanting to see students succeed. So,
we talked a little bit about it because I dove into running, but do you want to share what some of your passions and hobbies are?
yeah, I guess that's a little better than something interesting. So, I love to stand up paddle. If I do like a little bit of a calmer day on the waters.
Yeah.
Don't want to see any sharks or stingrays, then I am a magnet for them. Just so you know, if you go with me, you will see a stingray. And anything dogs and cats. Dogs, dog lovers. Number one, but I also have cats. And if you want to show me your pictures, I cannot wait.
Love it. Very cool. And
Yes.
do you have a tip that you'd like to share with our students?
I would say definitely, I don't know if anybody said this, doing an internship or job shadow, extended shadow, working with a company. It is so important to get a feel for what you might want to go into. That's how I landed my first job. And I wish I would have had more chances and maybe taken more risks, listened to people. But that experience and exposure led to my job. I worked at a TV station. I did the morning show, behind the scenes cameras, and it was really fun. And then I decided, all right, I think I'm in the right field. Even though I had no clue, communication is a huge major. It's kind of like finance sometimes. What are you going to do? Management, marketing. I mean, these aren't direct career paths. So going into an internship or working for a company part-time, like I said, volunteer, talk to people, informational interviews, those types of things. So as much as you can, try to get a feel for a job before you actually have to do it for the rest of your life.
Love it. Feeding off of that a little bit, I think leave it to the career counselors to preach internships. But I think get involved early.
Yeah.
Right? It's never too soon to start, whether that's, your first year attending a career fair or a networking event, and really starting to practice your elevator pitch, your networking skills, fine-tuning your resume, and trying different internships, right? One of the things, and the reason kind of tying it back into how the mint chocolate chip episode came to be, was we were talking about getting involved in trying different types of internships, right? Figuring out what you like and what you don't like.
Because there's way more than chocolate and vanilla.
There is, So I think having that, figuring out what you like, so that you're figuring out while you're in school rather than figuring it out after you graduate, I think it's a really efficient way to save yourself some time in the long run.
All right, and I have to add one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we have the stage, so we can, right?
Yeah.
We set the rules.
Yeah.
All right, travel, study abroad, take advantage.
Yes.
If you can do that, if you do an internship abroad, oh my gosh, you will grow your opportunities for jobs. But just realizing there's not a Walmart or CVS around the corner, cold water isn't always right on hand. I mean, just knowing different cultures and perspectives, it just opens your eyes.
And can I add to that? So I would say from like an accessibility standpoint, because I think sometimes people hear like travel and they think like, oh, I don't have the money to go travel abroad. I think the biggest takeaway that I get as you say that, Jill, is like immerse yourself in other cultures, right? So go to an event that is different from something that you would normally do. Learn about a different culture.
Yeah.
And get a feeling for what's out there.
Yep, you can do it locally.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
Love it.
I love that. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Getting Down to Business.